Hi everybody, it's Kaycee. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be setting up the second part and the final part of my 2021 budget planner. And there is a part one. I will link it up in the cards and put it in a link below, but I am just going to do a quick summary of what I talked about in part one because I set up this first part and it's pretty quick. I set this up. I put these date dots over all of the Fridays that my husband gets paid because he gets paid bi-weekly. So I like to know which weeks he's going to get paid. So that's what we did for this page. And these, in the previous video, I had set up all the months, but I didn't put anything in these boxes because I was kind of going back and forth on what I wanted to actually do for these boxes. And what I decided to do was put anything that had, anything that I'll have to spend money on with it in the month. That's not like normal monthly bills. So I just added that on. So like for birthdays, anniversaries, and then I have some of my bills that I consider like other bills, not regular monthly bills. Like my P.O. box gets renewed every 6 months, and then we have a car inspection once a year. So I'm putting all those kind of, they're not bills, but those kind of things that we're going to be spending money on throughout the year. That's what I'm doing with these boxes right here. And I'll probably be adding some throughout the year as I think of things. This is the first year I'm doing this, but I think I've got everything set up as much as I need right now. And all these bills, like these yearly bills or these 6-month bills, are also going to be included in the monthly bills and other bills that I'm going to be setting up in this video. That'll be the last thing I set up, but I'll be putting those in with my monthly bills because I just like having all my bills monthly and anything we pay throughout the year in one place also. So I'll be setting that up later this video, and then I'll also be setting up my money accounts section where I keep track of like how much money we have in our accounts at the beginning of every month and how much debt we have for our mortgage. I'm actually filming this after I did all my setup. I already have it all set up right now, but I wanted to do a little introduction video to this since I did split the video into 2 parts. And so you knew kind of, since I was kind of going back and forth on this page, what I ended up deciding on doing. I did, if you hadn't watched my first video, this sheet, I decided this page I'm writing all the months down the side of it, and then I'm going to just be keeping track of the money we put towards savings, the money we spent on expenses, and then income, and also how much money we put towards debt, if any, which is just our mortgage. We'll put on this page just so we have a big view of the whole year of where our money went. So that's what this page is going to be. And now we get into the monthly layout, and that's what this video is going to start with. So before we get started, if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I really appreciate all of you that have subscribed to my channel so far. And let's get into the second part of setting up my budget planner. This is where I'm going to keep my bill dues. I'm going to do this again. So all the bills that are due, I keep track on here. Now I use credit cards, so I'm going to kind of separate the bills that go on the credit card from the ones that come straight out of my bank account. I kind of did that last year, but I still had one bill on here, my cell phone, that goes onto the credit card. And I'd always put that in, like in these stickers, these bill due stickers. But I think this year what I'm going to do is for this layout, I'm going to have only the bills that come directly out of my bank account. I don't want anything that goes on the credit card. I think that'll be easier for me to keep track of what we're paying directly out of our bank account, and then what we're going to have a transaction log to see, and that'll be just everything that we put on a credit card. So that's how I'm going to kind of break this up. You can obviously do whatever you want. If you don't use credit cards, you can do this the same way I do. These are my bill due stickers that I use, and I can show you from like last year. We'll just go to my December. I guess it's technically still this year. Let me grab this. I'll go to my December layout and just show you kind of what this will look like. So this is my 2020 planner, and this is what it looks like when I put all the stickers on for the month. As you can see, these are just, they're all the same. They come on a sheet of 12, and so these last a year if you use one of these a month. So I'm going to use those stickers for here, and the paydays I'm going to keep track of still, just like I did now. So that's basically what I'm going to do for my the month layout. Nothing's really going to change for that. And on the side, I just keep like not a running total, but like a total at the end of the month of the expenses and income. I just like keeping that right here. That's basically what we're going to do for here. Just most of the bills that are due that don't go on my credit card. And then this is where things are going to change. So last year the dashboard was first before the month. This year it's just has a note page as the back, and it's after the month. So last year I had ideas of what I wanted to use this for, but this year I don't think I'm going to actually use this. So since they put more month pages, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You'll actually have 9 note pages. That's like front and back. After, if you don't include the dashboard page and the page behind that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to rip this out. I'm going to do that at the end of every month because I thought this would be a good page for like notes. And a lot of times I don't set up my transaction log stickers where I keep track of all my transactions for the month. I usually don't get to that until like a couple days into the month. And so if we already bought something, I make a note of that. I can just put it in here instead of having like sticky notes that I need to copy into here. I just have it all in like one place, and then this can get ripped out at the end of the month after I'm done just using this as like kind of like a scrap paper almost throughout the month, but it's in here still, so it's still with everything, but it's not something I'm going to need to keep. So hopefully that made sense. So this is going to get ripped out. So these are all after every month. I'm just going to have note pages then. I'm not going to have a dashboard. So the first page is going to be for my January budget. I'm going to do a full month budget each month, and with my fixed expenses and variable expenses separated. I have stickers for those too. I don't have any of the, I don't think I have any of those with me right now, but I do have like the budget stickers. It says January budget, and then I'm going to be listing out all my income for the month and all my expenses broken into some categories so that we can see what we're spending each month. And I'll do videos for that. So if you're more interested in how I budget, then I'll put them on the channel, and then you can see that. And then this page is going to get ripped out, so this won't be here. So on this next page, we're going to do paycheck 1, and then that usually only takes 1 page. We don't really need any more pages than 1 page for each paycheck. So this is paycheck 1 and then paycheck 2. And then on the months that there is a paycheck 3, obviously we will put a paycheck 3 here then. Or if there's not a paycheck 3, we'll do the transaction log here. Those are basically the only stickers I use every month. I don't really do much with like debt trackers and savings trackers because we only have one debt. We have our mortgage. So that's pretty easy to keep track of, and I keep track of that with these money accounts every month so I can see where we are. So I don't really need to keep track of debt. And then our savings account, we have one main savings account, so we don't really need to keep track of that either. So that's kind of the plan for this. So for January now, the only thing different about January, that's literally what I'm going to do for the whole rest of the planner. So that's my setup for that. But what we want to do now is set up, I know I want these, and then like I said, I'm probably going to use these also. So we're going to put the money accounts on this. And we'll get that set up. So, and I just printed these stickers out and made them today. I had something similar last year, but they were in a different pattern. So I figured we'll just go with this little blue. Blue's my favorite color. So I just did that for money accounts. And I'll put these on Etsy too. I don't think I have these on there right now, but I can put them on there. And then what I do with this, I don't know if I explained that exactly right now, but I have this for the whole year. It's set up. And then every month, like at the beginning, like the first of the month or so, I go in and check all my accounts. This is like kind of good to, I mean, I check them throughout the month too, but this one I go into like even our like 401k, our health insurance. We have a health savings account, into everything like that I go into, and I, first of all, just make sure everything looks okay. And then second of all, just make a note of how much we have and everything. I just like seeing that And I think it's just helpful throughout the year to see how, like, where you've grown or how much debt you've paid off. All right, so that's how that's set up. And I don't know if you guys want to see me set up. Maybe I'll mark this up now. I won't do all the lines. This takes me forever. So for some of them, let me just show you what I do. So let's figure out we're gonna use some markers for this. I like using red. I have a red over here for the mortgage, and I put that down at the bottom. I'm just going with black. I like black. I use black quite a bit. So we're doing black and red. It's like serious colors after my fun stickers. But so this is how I do this. So I'm gonna take my ruler first. I have this ruler and I'm gonna draw lines down. I'm not sure how far they need to go though. So let's just mark these first. So I mark all of our accounts that we have right here. So let's just start with, I put like checking number 1 right here. And right now I'm just writing like checking number 1. I'm not putting like all of our bank's information and everything right now, but I will put that in afterwards. This is just for like, it's not like public information. So I just put like checking 1, checking 2. And then after that, I'll fill in like what all are like the actual like institution name and everything. So first of all, we're going to start with checking 1. And then after that, I'll put the name of it. And then what I like to do for these, so for, you know how bank accounts, you have like a minimum or like some kind of thing you need to do to keep from having fees, or some banks too. I always like putting that at the bottom, just like on the second line, just so I know kind of what we need to keep in there. But this one actually, I'm just gonna put like this. This actually has no minimum, so we can have like nothing in there and it's fine. But I like to know that. So we have that, and then checking 2. And then we have, this one does have a minimum. So this one, there's a minimum monthly deposit. And then that's all. We only have those 2 checking accounts. And then we have 2 savings accounts, technically. Here, we'll put savings 1. This is our like main savings account. And then this also has no minimum. And then we do have a savings 2. So here are savings 2. And this one's a little bit weird. This savings 2 is actually a bank in India. There is a minimum. So the minimum here, there's, let me see. I need to remember how to draw this. So it's like kind of like an R with 2 things coming out. That was terrible. That was terrible. Oh well, that's supposed to be a rupee sign, but I know what it is, I guess. So anyway, we're gonna do 10,000. It says, yeah, that looks so bad. It doesn't look like anything, but that's okay. So there's a minimum of 10,000 rupees that we have for our Indian account, and that one we just basically use for my we put like about 3 times a year, we put like a chunk of money we kind of save up, and we put it into this account, and then we give a little bit to my husband's parents every month. So that's all that savings account is for. But we have that account because if we did it every month, we would have to be paying for a fee every month to transfer it over to India. So this way we just have to do the fee like 2 or 3 times a year, and then we can just give them this bank account to their bank account in India, so we don't have to get charged the fee. Okay, so anyway, now this actually has a couple extra, or an extra line then, because I'll put the dollar amount. I like to convert it to dollars so I know what it is, and then I put the rupees amount underneath it. All right, so then let's skip a line, and then that's basically all my savings and checkings. And then we have like my HSA, and then retirement. We only have 1 retirement account. And then we have some stocks. Now what I want to do, so I'll probably do like a little totals line, but I might do that in I didn't do totals last year, but I'm going to skip a couple lines just in case I decide to do that this year. I haven't decided yet. So we're going to skip like, let's just go down here and then put mortgage. And I'm putting that in red since it's a debt. All right, and then that'll be, all this will be red. So the black is like positive money and the red is like what we owe. I just liked doing it that way last year, so I'm gonna do that again this year. And then what I do after I like do all this, this line won't have anything, so I just kind of draw a bunch of lines here and on like the second line for all of these 3 accounts, so that because nothing goes here, and then the money account at the beginning of the month, like in January, will go here. But that's how I do that. I don't know if I want to, maybe I'll do some lines. Should I do it? Maybe I'll do it in blue. All right, there's what that looks like all set up now. If I get any other debt, hopefully we won't get any more debt, but I can always add that here if I need to. And if I get any more of these, I can add them up here, like any more checking accounts or anything throughout the year. But all right, that's all set up. And then, like I said, all I do for these second lines, I'm not gonna do this all right now, but I just kind of like mark off. Let's just do this. All right, so that's what it's kind of gonna look like when I'm done. But that's all we're gonna do for now. And that's kind of what I did last year too. I just did like a little bit, and then obviously it'll continue over here, but I'll do a little bit of those every month and then it'll be done by the end of the year, and then I don't have to keep doing that because it takes a little bit of time. Or if I just have some time, then I finish it off, but that's not a big hurry. So that's what it's gonna look like. I'll fill all this out at the beginning of every month, and at the end of the year, I'll kind of have like a snapshot of how much we had in our accounts at the beginning of every month and how much mortgage we've paid off throughout the year. So that is the money accounts. And now our last thing that we need to do are these monthly bills and other bills, since I'm not sure if I'm going to put them in the front or back here. But like I said, last year I liked having these, so I may put them back here. If I can put them on one page and they both fit here, let's just try it. We'll see if it works. So I'm going to put it on the back of this. With monthly bills, and I could white out that like hexagon and stuff, but I think it'll be okay. It's not very dark, so I don't think I'll notice it. All right, we have that, and then I have, you can kind of choose which one. I'm going to match it to the text, so I'm going to use this blue for the monthly bills. All right, we have our monthly bills, and I'm going to do all these just in black again. So for the due dates, I'm going to be putting kind of the day that it's due, but I actually need to look up the day for a lot of these, so I'm going to skip that for now, and then after this video I'll fill this in. But so for this, I'll put like the date that it's due, like the mortgage is due on the 1st. I can put that one pretty easily, so I'll show you a sample. So due on the 1st, and then it's the mortgage. I don't know if I want to center this or how I want to do this. I think I'm just going to put it like this. And then the amount, that is somewhere too. I'll look all those up later and then I'll do that. Because I put an estimate on our bills last year. And I don't want to do an estimate. I want to put the actual amount this time. And then we have Compassion. These are just all my regular bills that I know we have to pay every month. That's basically what I do for our monthly bills. And then I'll put what the day is due and then the amount. But let's move on. This video is already getting really long. So, all right, we're going to move this. And I might skip a couple lines just in case we add something. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 bills. Yeah, so we have plenty of room to just kind of skip. All right, and then put this one here. And then these are just the bills that we have every couple months or once a year. I just like keeping these separate because then I don't need to think about these that much, but I look at these once a month and see what's due. All right, so in January, we have our registration, and we'll need to do that again, and I don't know what the amount's gonna be. It's like around $40 or so. And then in February, we have to get our inspection for our car because this state requires an inspection every year. So, and that's usually around 70, I think. We bought our car new a few years ago, so we got a couple years of free inspections. So we only had to pay for like half one of the inspections we had to do. So we'll have to see how much that's going to be. I think with our other car, it was like $70 or so, but we'll see. That was a few years ago. All right, and then our car insurance is in May and November. And then in February and August, I have my P.O. box. For my Etsy shop, I have a P.O. box. And that's due, I do it for 6 months. So that's due then. And then I'll write the amounts then, obviously, over there. I do kind of keep, here, we'll put one little washi strip. I have these. Let's do this one, just down at the bottom. I think with all my kits, I just include this little extra washi strip just to put at the bottom of everything. All right, so we have that. And that's what that looks like. Obviously, like I said, I'll finish this. I'll go through after this video and put the due dates, and then we'll do the amounts. Hopefully this gave you some ideas of what to do with your budget planner for next year. And just remember that like nothing's set in stone. You can always like do something different. And if it doesn't work for you this year, there's always next year. So, or even next month, like switch it up a little bit next month. All right, but yeah, this is how I'm setting it up. I don't really need to do anything for these pages right now. I'll do like a monthly setup every month at the beginning of the month or the end of the previous month, just to get like January set up, like my bills, like these bill stickers set up and everything. And I usually post a video for that. If you're wondering how I do any of this, or if you'd like to watch me set anything up, I will keep having videos, and I do have some videos on my channel if you want to go back and check those out. I hope everybody enjoyed this. If you have any questions, you can put them down in the comments below and I'll try to respond to you as quick as I can. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you will. I'd appreciate it, and I will see everybody in my next video. Bye!